How does the Alison Lawson program work? If you have visual dyslexia, you have an issue with one of your eyes. The eye is not functioning properly, so the messages aren't getting back to your brain correctly. When this happens, your brain dumps the messages it is receiving. So imagine it a bit like this. You have two ears. In one ear you have your friend telling you his version of last night's event. In the other ear you have your other friend telling you her version of last night's event, both at the same time. Result? You hear lots of noise, but can't make sense of it. With visual dyslexia, this is happening to your eyes. They see plenty, but both see different versions of the same thing at the same time. Sounds pretty confusing, doesn't it? Not to wonder that your poor brain doesn't make sense of it. So what now? Well, there's something in your affected eye that's not quite working as it should. There's a little bit at the very back of the eye called a macula that's not staying steady. Now that macula acts like a mirror reflecting what we see back to the brain. When the macula isn't steady, it creates an effect, a bit like a shimmering mirror, on what it sees and passes the shaky messages to the brain. After this has been happening for a while, the brain says, "I can't make sense of you," and copes with it in the way it knows best, and refuses to process the information your bad eye is sending to it. Now, the brain has a very clever way of refusing to accept the information. It starts to put down suppression on your affected eye. Now we know why the information struggles to get to the brain. Does this explain why you can't remember things and you struggle to understand instructions and directions? Most of the information you are reading and seeing simply isn't getting back to where it needs to. Plus the information that does is not being stored properly. So when you try to recall information, you can't do this accurately. Does this also explain your issues with spelling? And what about your handwriting? If you're seeing two different images of your writing, how can you have a hope of writing neatly? Not being able to understand and comprehend things clearly sounds very frustrating, doesn't it? Well, here's the good news. The Alison Lawson Centre isn't just another one of those how to live with dyslexia theories. We get right to the source of the issue and fix it. Once we've sorted the source, all the other bits fall into place. And we do it very simply. First we fix that shaky mirror called the macula, and then we remove the suppression. Voila! Now your eyes can make sense of what you're seeing. Now for the icing on the cake. None of this is invasive. In fact, most of our clients say it's fun, and results are quick and life-changing. So get started for free now.